Everyone is here to have a human experience, their own human experience, even our children. But they're here to teach you something. Like they're really here to teach you something if you allow them to be the teacher and you're the student, because they see they see a lot clearer than we do. Hey guys, welcome back to Is It Tuesday podcast. I'm Chris Cavallari. Today is Tuesday, like in actual time. Today's Tuesday. Um, Sometimes I just want to. Sometimes I want to have like a light conversation, and I recently realized this because my son pointed it out. Like he can tell me something, and we have this thing right where he can tell me something, and he'll say to me, "I want to tell you something, but I don't want to talk about it." And I'm like, "Okay, y'all know we weren't able to do those type of things." First of all, coming to your parents saying I want to talk to you about anything was never really like invited. Maybe not, in all households. I know some of y'all gonna be like, "No, my mom." Okay, we get it. I'm not talking to you. In some cases, yes, you had open conversations and, with your parents, and you actually had the opportunity to have dialogue. Not everybody. Most people, parents will be like, ask them a question, the kid will answer, and you'll be like, who you talking to? And you're like, you asked me a fucking question. You asked this question. I'm answering the question that you asked, right? I do things a little bit differently. We are allowed to have dialogue in my house, or we're allowed to just listen. And before my son starts the conversation, he will say, I want to tell you something, but I don't want to talk about it right now. Maybe later, but I just want to tell you something. And I'm like, respecting all of his boundaries, right? And that could be a challenge for people that have never had that freedom. But it's funny because I think about that when it comes time for me to have discussions, right? Because sometimes we'll talk and he'd be like, how did we get this deep? Like when he wants to talk, he's like, you took it to the bottom of the ocean. And I'm like, well, that's the way my mommy's, this mommy thinks. Sometimes I just go into a different place where it's like just explaining to him. And I've learned that now in this season. Like sometimes it's okay for him to just say what he's saying and not me place my things on him, right? It could be something small like, oh, I was thinking about doing this, and I'm like, well, if you do this, and it turns into this spiral. We know how that goes because we want to protect them and we want them to, they're going to experience the world in a different view than we do. Number one, everyone is here to have a human experience, their own human experience, even our children. But they're here to teach you something. Like they're really here to teach you something if you allow them to be the teacher and you're the student, because they see they see a lot clearer than we do, right? But anyway, I got to the studio today, and there were some things that I had on my vision board to do today. Like, okay, it's Tuesday. I'm going to get these orders out from over the weekend. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I got here and it was like, no, you're not. Like, I ran out of bags, mailers. Shout out to God, because that's a good thing. But I was like, I'm going to jump on live. I jumped on live on my business page, on Shop Icon's page. And if you don't follow Shop Icon, if you haven't shopped with us, you should definitely check us out. No pressure, but it's Icon with two C's, Iccon, Chris Cavallari, get it? But yeah, so I jumped on there and I was adding something new to the site that I've always been in love with, which is like vintage. I am the best at finding, or things finding me rather, whether it's clothing, jewelry, furniture, whatever the case may be, it finds me. And I got on live today just to connect because we've gotten a lot of new people. Like, I don't know, I do know. I'm not going to say I don't know. The community that I've built brick by brick, they're a real community. These women have kept me afloat this year, the year before. I've been in this business for a while now, and because, like I said before, I'm sure I'll say it numerous times, because I started this brand and then, survival mode kicked in, I wasn't able to really like structure it, right? Most people like overly structure things and then they build. I just went in, and now I'm like, okay, now I got to go back and pile off, take all these layers off and unpile them and see like the structure, right? But I jumped on live and I was showing them the new things that I was doing, and it was such a sweet interaction because I haven't been on live in a while, honestly, like not over on Instagram for the business page. But I get on there and I hang up and I realized, oh shit. Now I've seen the business growing because the girls are tagging. Y'all are tagging us. Y'all are telling people about us, and it's not obligated for you to tag us and tell everybody, but you're doing it from the kindness of your heart. You're doing it because you love the product. You do it because you love the brand. And it showed me, especially in this season. And this season it showed me I already know these things, but sometimes you have to get a refresher of it, right? I've seen beautiful people wearing this brand and representing exactly what it is that I see my brand as without me even telling them. So I'm like, they know the brand, right? They know the brand because they know me. And like most people don't understand, especially when you're a small business. An entrepreneur such as myself, people are not always buying the product; they're buying the person. And I've mastered this thing where even if it's just aesthetics, depending on what they're coming for, people really understand where I'm going. And I didn't really, sometimes you just, shit, we all have that moment where you're like, do they get it? I don't really care. I'm just going to do it, but you do care. We do care. But I get on live, we hang up, and I realize we're at 95,000 followers. And I'm like, what? These women, without me overly doing anything, because this year I've slowed down tremendously. There hasn't been new arrivals every Friday. There hasn't been new arrivals every 3 months. It literally is what we have because I was smart enough that I purchased, especially from my manufacturer, a decent amount of product to hold us over, not thinking anything about the tariffs, not thinking of anything about that because that wasn't on my mind at that point. When I ordered it, I just ordered it so it'll be enough. And I haven't ordered anything new since last year. I don't know. It's been a while. And it's crazy because I just follow my gut. Like, all right, look, we got enough. Let me get rid of the things that we do have. Let me not put all that pressure and stress on myself. Number one, when I shop is the way I teach my brand, clientele how to shop. If you can't wear it multiple ways, you don't buy it. We're just in this weird space. Like, the people just doing whatever they want outside in America. So we just gotta see what's up, right? But I get on there and I see that and I'm super excited. I'm like, wow, because without doing all of that promo, without all the new arrivals, without being content crazy on the brand page, people are still popping up. Like, I'm waking up and I'm like, damn, damn, damn. You wake up every day, there's a plethora of new people. And it didn't surprise me because after a while I realized, like, oh, that's because she posted it. This person is posting it. This one's wearing it. This one's like people are really showing up. And then I got off, and then I realized, like, then some people unfollowed. I'm like, yo, the world is tricky. People are tricky. You can't place all your trust and faith in them. Although I'm great for the community, this is where I'm getting to. See, I'm about to go deep, but whatever. What I'm getting to is people will like what you're doing, and not my people. Let's be clear. This is what they do. let's be clear. My people, y'all exit stage left. We talking about other people. I'm not talking about my community. I'm not talking about my tribe. I'm talking about what I've been able to witness being in the stands, being on the field, being in different positions in this, illusion. People will flip flop, flippy flip flopping ass bitch. I seen the other day this on TikTok. This stylist was talking about soon as a client knows, like, oh, you brought a new this or you did this. Oh wait, don't you do that because I'm not tired. They stop. They pull back their support. What when you're smaller and you're in that struggle state where you don't know what you're doing, people love to go on a journey with you, but then after a while, when they feel like you're to this, they stop. Or people just have their reasons for doing what they're doing. We don't care, because why? There's almost 8 billion people in this world. During the season of separation and isolation with others that I was in community with, I could see the difference in the support. Like, people chose a side. People went where it was popular to go. People went where they thought there was more at. And God said, don't worry about that. I'm going to give you more people. There's more people. I make new people every day. You're going to be visible every day. I'm going to put you in a different space. And this is why it's so important to, reach out and touch somebody's hand. This is why it's important to really show up for those that show up for you. I never really talked about who didn't do what, but I did notice when people left. I did notice when the full party started trickling down and it was only 3 people left. You ever go to you go somewhere and you like, oh, it's packed. And then you look around and people are disappearing, right? I noticed that. I didn't really care, but I noticed. And I said, ooh, okay. I see where we at. But before I could even let it sit in my stomach, before I could even feel the feels, God delivered new people. Most people would have been like, oh, and I just laughed, because I said, I understand that one thing you need to know: everybody that follows you is not there to support your brand, to support what you're working on, to do any of those. Some people are just there to be bystanders. Some people are literally there to speculate. Some people are there just to report back to whomever about what's going on. Some people are just there to collect data. Some people are there to just, hopefully get an idea from you and go, listen, don't worry about those people. There's 8 billion people, and every day God is making new ones. It's crazy, because when I started my brand, it was like, it literally just, it just came. Like, it came to me because it's what I naturally do. I dress for myself. I show up for myself as myself. And I never really imagined that it would be, this is what it would turn out to be, right? But I said all of that to say, a lot of times we get caught up in who's not showing up and who's not supporting you. When there's a billion people, y'all, there's people left and right. And I'm so grateful for my community. I'm so grateful, because at one point I feel like my heart could have gotten cold. I feel like I could have picked that dark side of it, but I seen the light in it. And I was like, yo, there's so many people that really show up. Why worry about who's not showing up? I know these are short and they're sweet and they're all of this. I'm just getting back in a groove. I have so many beautiful things that I have to get accomplished within these next few weeks, that it's just like, yo, sometimes I might just sit down and give you a quick, girl, this was going on, and you tell me what's going on, and I keep it moving, because time waits for no man. And you have to utilize your time properly. And you can't take advantage of your time. You got to be grateful for all things. If you have a moment to yourself that you need to really give thanks, if you could sit down and eat your dinner and lunch at a table and really just gather your thoughts, if you could stretch and meditate and pray in the morning, if you could just say woosah, take advantage of all the time that you have, because we don't know when it's up. We get caught up easily. We get distracted easily. I do too. That's not where we're staying. We're getting up and we're moving our feet, because if you move your feet, yeah, I about to say something, but that didn't go. I about to be like, you move your feet, you lose your seat. Some seats are meant to be lost. All right.